morning, everybody out there in YouTube land. So we are up and out in the cockpit. We had a little bit of a crazy morning. Our friend Robert Jenkins, who is back on the Ohio, called this morning. And up there they have 50-mile-an-hour winds, and his anchor was dragging, and he was freaking out. He didn't know what was going to happen. He was going towards the shore, and he only had 5 to 1 out for his anchor, so I told him to put 10 to 1. And the last thing I heard was, "Oh shit," and then his phone died, so I didn't know if he fell overboard. So we called the Coast Guard, and they were able to get a hold of Olmsted Lock and Dam, and then they were able to radio him and see if he was okay. And after he got out 10 to 1 for his anchor, he was able to get it to catch, and he's stuck. Well, not stuck, but his anchor stuck, so he's safe, and he didn't end up going aground again like he did a couple days ago. And it's just been a real stressful time for him, and I'm trying to help him get to Green Turtle Bay, and the guy just keeps having bad luck. I feel bad for him because the river is not forgiving if you don't know what you're doing, and if stuff starts happening one after another, it adds up quick. So right now he's got his anchor set. He was able to get reset the dripless seal in the back and pull his drive shaft back up. After they pulled him off the sandbar the other day, it pulled out the drive shaft a little bit. And just for people that want to know, I know I had mentioned in my previous video, if you're doing the Great Loop and you're between Hoppies and Green Turtle Bay, and you have Boat US and you think, I'm safe, I got the unlimited gold or whatever, no. There is no local Boat US towers there, so they have to use an independent tower. And when you have to go through an independent company, even if you have the unlimited gold, you only have a $3,000 limit. And when it comes to towing boats, that gets used up real quick. So they basically towed them up to Olmsted Lock and Dam and then just left them, which is crazy. It's just nuts. And then to get towed from like Olmsted Lock and Dam to Paducah, where you would be able to then get Boat US membership towed over to Green Turtle Bay, they wanted like 15 grand or something, because you got to go through a lock and you got to be hip towed, you can't be behind, and so that was not an option. I wish we could find some loopers that could go back and get them, but we haven't been successful for that yet. But we're going to keep cheering him on, and he's going to make his dream of sailing happen. We're going to get him through this. So I'm really happy. We finally got some wind today. The last few days we haven't had any wind, or it had all been a headwind. So now we finally have a wind that'll work with us, and we should be able to get our sails out, and we'll be cruising down river in no time. So once I get out of the anchorage here, I'll come back and I'll let you guys know what we're doing. It should be over to right up here. There's a lock and dam that we have to go through. So, and then after that, I believe before the anchorage, I'm trying to plan, there should be maybe one more lock, but it depends how far we get for the day. So that's the plan. I'll be back in a little bit once we get going. All right, everybody out there in YouTube land. So we have the anchor up, and we're heading out. So it should be a west wind, and we're headed south, so I should be able to do a broad reach with the front sail, hopefully, and we'll be cruising down the river. All right, so make the turn here back onto the river. We're in 36 feet of water. Once we make this turn, we'll be headed out over to the river, and then in the channel it's only about 14 or 15 feet. So when we pulled off the river, this actually was deeper water over here than the river. We have 20 to 35 mile an hour winds. Like I said, it should be a broad reach, and we should be able to throw up maybe half of the front sail like we did when we came up to Ohio. We'll be cruising on up here to the Tom Belleville Lock and Dam. Alright, the lock's closing. And should be able to head on down river pretty soon. Should be a nice easy lock. I came to the starboard side so we could get out of the wind, and it's working out really well. Got my handy dandy boat hook so our solar panel doesn't rub back there. And it should be a nice easy lock through. At least that's the plan. So I better pay attention here, and I'll come back once we are headed out. This was kind of cool. A bird flew down and just chilling on the inner lock gate. Kind of cool. Haven't seen that yet. Alright, we're all done with the Tom Belleville Lock and Dam. So, southward we go. Alright, everybody. We got some nice weather. It's 65 degrees. Got the shirt off. Taking in some sun. I was looking at the weather, and it looks like it's not going to rain tomorrow now. It's going to be Tuesday will be the storm. And so I think I can make 45 today and 45 tomorrow, and then I'll be in Demopolis. And then we can stay over a day in Demopolis while it storms, and then I'll head south. After Demopolis, it's only about 200 miles to the Gulf, or Dog River Marina. I think it's like 240 or so. So we're getting closer. Alright, so this part of the river before Demopolis here for about 70-80 miles is, if you wanted to go as the crow flies, it'd be like 40. But they have a lot of what they call ox bends, where the river meanders back and forth. Well, the wind thing hasn't been working. We've been having a headwind. The terrain is changing. Now we kind of have some like rock cliffs. I think maybe 30 or 40 miles from here is Eeps, and they have the white cliffs of Eeps, which are supposed to be like the chalk cliffs of Dover, but the version in Alabama. We won't get to those today, but tomorrow we most definitely will. Alright, we're getting up to the Highway 17 bridge here in Alabama. So we'll go underneath that. Here's kind of a barge loading area. Alright, here they're loading up the barge. Looks like sand. It's probably going to go north, up into the northern states for the snowplows to put on the roads. And then up here's the Highway 17 bridge. Alright, here is the Highway 17 bridge in Alabama. We're getting to make a turn here, and we should have a tailwind for this little stretch of the river. And we're going to try to get out the sail for a little bit. Just trying to get this so you guys can see how it snakes back and forth. So, shouldn't be too bad of a little section, because I am definitely going to throw out the sail once we get under this bridge. Alright, everybody. Today's a good day. Still got the headwind though. Sometimes when we went around a couple corners, I was like, I'm going to get it. I'm going to be able to put up the sail. And then the corner only lasted for a little bit. So I had to sail out for a teeny bit, and then it came right back in because we were in irons. So, and now for this bit, we're going to definitely be in irons the whole time because it's straight away right into where the wind goes. But then when we go that way, I should be able to use the wind behind me, go down and then go. But it's always different. The wind sun might be going one direction, but with the trees, it'll come across the open river and almost like reflect up the river. It's kind of interesting the way the wind goes on the river with the trees on each side. It doesn't always do what you expect it to. This is a really cool house in the middle of nowhere. Right on the Tom Bigby waterway. At least I think it's a house. It could be a shack or a restaurant or something, I guess. But it seems pretty in the middle of nowhere. This is a really cool little house on the Tom Bigby. It's like a little log cabin style wood siding. It's not log cabin, but wood siding. Pretty cool. It'd be cool to have a house down here on the river, as long as it wasn't flooding or anything. I'm sure if it floods, it's not a good time. We got about another 8 miles to go. So, much farther. We'll be pulling off to our anchorage in the Sumter Recreation Area. Alright, everybody out there in YouTube land. We made it to our anchorage. It's a beautiful sunset here in Alabama. Well, I'm going to call it a night. We're about 50 miles from Demopolis. I'm going to get up real early and I'll head out tomorrow morning and I should make Demopolis. So if you guys have any questions about anything we did today, leave it in the comments below. Hit that like button and subscribe. It helps us out. I'll see you guys later.